It's the Tamron 17-70 lens, to no surprise to anyone who's been watching here. And it is the last autofocus lens that I will ever get. It's really amazing, really good value, really good amazing image quality. But it is not perfect, and we'll come to that too. Hey everyone, welcome back to Zero Gravity. I got a new lens. I got a new lens about a month ago, so it's not super new, but I've been on a lot of shoots with this, and I've shot a lot of YouTube videos and Patreon videos. And I've gotten to know this lens pretty well, I would say, I would hope. And I am now confident in my saying that this is the last autofocus prime or zoom lens that I will ever get. Now, why is the question you might be asking yourselves, and I'm gonna tell you why. Really good image quality, amazing range, 17-70 millimeters, and constant f2.8 aperture, which covers 95% of my bases, so it's pretty cool. And also I'm in the Super 35 family, and I'm also in Sony family, which I don't think I'm gonna leave that those families for a while, at least until I get a until I upgrade to a full frame, or I get an Red Komodo or something like that. And until that time, this will really be the last one because of those reasons that I told you. And without further ado, let's explore those reasons in its great detail. But before we get to that, actually, the gear question. I'm not shooting with the Tamron 1770 because I got it in my hands. I'm shooting with the kit lens, the ZV-E10 kit lens, as I used to do. And the ZV-E10 Mark 1. So not the 2 kit lens, the Mark 1 kit lens and the Mark 1. Yeah, let's go. All right, so there's some general pros that I'm gonna say. Autofocus is great, range is great, overall contrast and image quality is great, and let's talk about range for a second then. All right, it's 17-70 millimeters, people, which means it is in full frame terms 25 to 105 millimeters, which just covers basically 95% of what you're doing. Like if you want to go super wide, like 16 millimeters or like 12 millimeters or something, yes, it is not for that. But I don't think it's a problem. It's not meant for that. There are more lenses for that stuff. And if you want to go a bit more, there's always the active stabilization crap on the Sonys, and like Fuji has its own thing, and Lumix has its own thing, and and that also means like you're getting like extra 1.3 times crop or something. So I guess it would put like this guy at its finest to about 90 millimeters or something like that. 85 millimeters in APS-C terms, which is in full frame terms, I don't know, I guess 130, 140 millimeters. The range is really amazing. Like if you're in the middle of a shoot and you need a bit of a wider thing, you can just go to 70, and you need a bit more, you can go to 70. So, no more lens changing and all that stuff, which is pretty amazing and gets a thumbs up from me. Constant aperture. It's got a whopping 2.8, f2.8 constant aperture, which is in full frame terms about 4.2. And not bad, and really great actually. And also 2.8 means that you're getting a lot more light, especially compared to something like, an f4 lens or a kit lens like that, because the kit lens at its 50 millimeter, highest focal length, it has f5.6, and this has f2.8, which means you're getting about 1.7 extra exposure stops without putting the ISO up. I might be wrong, but I think I've done the calculation right, I hope. Which also means, like if we were to, compare it, ISO 800 with f2.8 is about ISO 2500, ISO 2000 with f5.6. So I think my math is right there, and it is a big difference, as far as the noise and stuff like that goes. Is it as its best at f2.8? No, but it's like 90%. So like yes, if we stop down to like f4.0 or something like that, the contrast does get a bit better. But like I said, I think it's at 90% of its capability is at the widest aperture. So I don't think that's a problem at all. And as far as the bokeh goes, it is a bokeh-licious lens. 70 millimeters, like it's 105 millimeters at full frame. With f2.8 gives you a dreamy, completely like blurred background. I don't use it that much often, but like if you want to use it, if it fits your story, it is really good for that. And especially like I think 17 millimeters at 2.8 is really amazing. Stabilization has built-in stabilization, which is the reason why I got this lens over the Sigma 18 to 55 millimeter lens. It has its own vibration compensation, which is fancy words for internal stabilization. I mean, it does help with stabilization in general, especially with a camera like ZV-E10 Mark I, or a camera without the IBIS, because it has internal image stabilization and the camera doesn't have any IBIS. So it does help with those micro jitters a little bit. Is it gonna solve your rolling shutter problem, like those micro jitters and the jello problems completely? It's not gonna solve that completely, but it is significantly better, I think, compared to something like that Sigma 18 to 55 or another lens without any vibration compensation or like image stabilization built in. And another one is wow factor. When you show up to a job with a big package like this one, it has a certain wow factor that gives the people the the image that you're good at your job, which I know it has nothing to do with that, but the bigger the package is, the more professional you look somehow. Some people don't care, but a lot of people care, and I saw that a lot in my own shooting over the last month, which was a lot. It has this certain kind of a, okay, like you really know what you're doing, because you're not coming in here with a small package and then you're expecting to rule the room. Or you're coming in here with a big package and with the big boy, and you're going like, oh yeah, so I got the big package, come on, look at me, like I'm the leader, I'm the captain now. It has kind of that effect. Like you can be more philosophical about it, and like, does it really mean that I'm better at my job? No, but other people don't know anything about cameras, so it is important to them. It's something to note. Let's talk about focus. Autofocus is amazing, really perfect. It paired with the Sony autofocus system too, like doesn't miss, really good. But I have a problem with the focus thing, and it's my problem. It's not the lens's problem or the camera's problem. The thing is, this is a photography lens, right? This is not a video focus lens. I did get it, but I need something like this, so this is the perfect choice for this. My problem begins with the focus ring. It is a 360 degrees focus ring, and it doesn't stop. It just turns and turns and turns and turns, which I don't like that, because I like to, oh, okay, I've stopped, and turn back. It is my problem, nothing that's wrong with the thing. So I have to talk about that. I have to say that, not that don't get me wrong, it's really good. Other than that, I've also have a problem with the focus throw, because it's not a linear focus throw. You turn it a little and it goes a little, turn it a bit more and it goes a bit more. It is a very curvy, I think, focus throw in my experience. So it really is super hard to pull manually focus when you're shooting, because it's not like this. It's kind of like this, and sometimes I actually experience it like this too. Okay? Yeah, it starts a bit slow and then just ramps up super fast, or it just ramps up and then slows down. So I have not yet cracked the code for the focus pulling, manual focus pulling. It's gonna come someday, and like I said, the focus is amazing in this, and these stuff that I just told you about are just my my need, maybe, or my want for a cine geared lens, cinema focused lens, than more than a photo focus lens. But again, amazing focus stuff. Oh yeah, before we get to the focus, I think I should have told this in Aperture too. I would really love to see the Aperture also in here, because it doesn't have like 2.8, 4, and blah blah. You can change it in the camera, but I would have loved to see it on the lens too. Size. So this is not much of a con. It is a big lens though. I mean, you have to know this. Like this is my phone, this is an iPhone 12, and it is about the same size as the iPhone 12. Now this is another big deal because I like a heavier package. I like a bigger package to handle when I'm shooting. This is gonna be such an episode, dude. Because it makes it easier to control the camera, and I like that more when I'm operating something heavy. I can really like hold it stable, and I don't have to do the micro jitters and all that stuff. So I really like that fact. But if you're like for traveling and stuff, you will need to get something. I don't know, get a small something. Like this is the size of a water bottle, so it's gonna take some space. And like for street photography and stuff, like if you're shooting people, this is not for stealth shooting, because like people are gonna get like something this big into their faces. They're gonna notice. Like a pancake lens or a kit lens even is far better for that small size going out and just taking a couple of pics thing. I really do think that. But other than that, I don't think size is a problem. But like I said, it's 70 millimeters. It is bigger than my phone, so something to think about. Oh, price. Let's talk about price. So this lens costs about, I bought this for like open box for 550 euros. This means like you can get the original one, I think, for 700, and like Sigma 18-55 is also like not open box. Original is about 550. So there is about, like, in the second-hand market, there's probably about 50 to 100 bucks of a difference. But I think for that difference, I would get this one, which I did, because I really believe that vibration compensation is worth it, especially for cameras like the ZV-E10 Mark I or Mark II too, because it doesn't have IBIS, and this does have built-in IBIS. Like it does help. It doesn't help super a lot, the IBIS, yes, but it does a little, and I will get every little thing that I can get because I think stabilization is really important. Final thoughts on what's next. Okay. I think for more like, I don't like using the term, but run and gun type of shooting, where you're shooting events, weddings, and I don't know, some interviews and stuff. I think this is amazing. I think this will cover 95% of the range that anyone would ever need. And that is why I think this is a winner. I do really recommend this fella. It has the range, it has the 2.8 constant, it can blow out the background, with the bookalicious stuff. And, it's amazing for that. But, there's a but. I will not get another autofocus prime or zoom simply because this covers everything that I need, because I want to get more lenses with more characters. What do I mean by that? I am really my road I see as what I want is going more into the cinema stuff, and I don't know, movies or like commercials, I don't know, music videos, stuff like that. It's more like DPing, and I see a lot that they're using a lot of cine lenses. I have not used a cine lens. I want to try some out. Are they going to be better than this lens? I cannot tell you that. I will share with you my findings when I get one. But I cannot tell you that right now. But again, with the small pet peeves that I have, I think a cine focus lens is the right one for me. And I want to get the Sura anamorphics. Like they look really cool for the value that they're getting to, I think costs about 400 euros, 450. Amazing value for an anamorphic lens. I'd really like to try those out. Or the Night Walkers from Sura 2, the Zeo film stuff, which I've been seeing all over the YouTube filmmaking space. They're supposed to be really good. They're Laovo nanomorphs and the Laovo zooms. I think that are really cool, which I'm really into zooms right now too, like those crash zooms and stuff like that. So I really would like to try those out. So if any of those brands are watching, you can hit me up. We'll figure something out. But yeah, so these are my thoughts on the thing. And like I said, I'm not gonna get another one. Team Tamron now. I'm Team Tamron, the hashtag Team Tamron. And yeah, that's it. So here's Wonder.